Alright, hey guys, this is Risen, and it's my friend Justin.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Again, he's going to be profiling which deck for us today?
I'm going to be doing my Infernoid deck, and bear with me, it's a newer deck, so I'm still learning some of the concepts. I know some of the basics, and obviously you can run the deck differently. I kind of based it off a deck profile I found online, but it's not completely the same.
Has some of your techs in it?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Has some other tech in. So we'll start with monsters. So first off, I run 3 Infernoid Deck Oct. Decatron's your normal summon. He's also the tuner of the deck, and you can basically send an Infernoid from your deck to your grave. It becomes Decatron becomes that level plus the 1 level he already is, and he gains that effect.
Nice. So he's like your foolish?
Is it for 1 turn?
No, it's continuous, I think.
But most times when you use him, you're looking for a big play. So, like, for example, your big guys that have better effects, sometimes you're going to want to have him have that effect.
Or like if you need a pop effect with Harmonic or something. Yeah.
Next, I want one Infernoid Antra. He's not the greatest, but he bounces 1 card, so he's like a compulsory. I don't run too many traps. I let my monsters do all my effects for me.
So do you still think the 1 Antra is worth it?
I haven't really used him too much, so I might try teching something different. I still am looking towards some of those newer Mirror Force cards, but they're right now they're really expensive, so I'm trying to figure out some different options. Next, run 3 of the Infernoid Harmonic, and once per turn you tribute 1 monster and target 1. Each of them, once per turn, you can target 1 of your monsters, tribute it, and then you can take something from your opponent's graveyard and banish it as a quick effect. But once per turn, you can target 1 monster on the field and destroy it. So he's kind of like a bear in Fire Fist, where he can pop 1 monster. And then we go into Petrulia, which is very much like Gorilla, where he can pop a spell or trap card on the field.
So it's like new Fire Fist kind of?
It's kind of like Fire Fist, but it's more about banishing your cards and getting them all in the graveyard as fast as possible.
I kind of call that like a Lightsworn 2.0 or whatever.
It runs like Lightsworns, and I think Lightsworns and Infernoids, if you had more of a balance between them, you could figure it out. You could probably run a really sick combo deck. I haven't quite got there yet. I don't have enough Lightsworns to run a combo deck. That's something maybe I'll look into in the future. Next, we get into the bigger guys. Also, another thing to note, these cards right here, the Antra, Harmonic, and Petrulia, cannot be special summoned from banishing the graveyard. They can only be special summoned from hand. Now, the big guys can be special summoned from the grave, and they take 2. So you have 3 Sietzamas, and Sietzamas, once per turn. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, effect can be activated at the end of the battle phase.
I think he's like your banish one.
Once per day, player's turn, you treat, I think so.
Yeah, it's at the end of the battle phase. I think he gets to banish a card in the field.
So it basically has that 1 effect. And then you have 3 Antondel. And Antondel's purpose, I'm pretty sure, is that if he attacks over a monster that your opponent controls, he can attack again. So it's like swinging for 2,800 twice. Finally, we get into my 2 favorites. You have Deviati, and I run 2 Deviati. He's basically like a heavy storm.
Which is pretty ridiculous.
You banish, I think it's 3 for him and it's 3 for Anuka. But this guy is like a heavy storm where he'll get rid of all spell and trap cards in your opponent's backfield once he's first one the first time. And then you run 2 Anuka. He's my favorite. He's 3,000 beat stick. Yeah, 3,000 beat stick, and he's a Dark Hole or a Regeki. He destroys all of your opponent's
Pretty
monsters.
ridiculous having board wipes both ways, huh?
Yeah. And then finally we run 3 Raidens. I'm loving Lightsworns so much in this profile. Raiden's very good. He mills 2 at the main phase. He mills 2 at the end phase. He's a level 4. If I really need him for emergencies, I can overlay with him, or I can use him to sync, and we'll get into that later, but it works out pretty well for me for the most part with this deck. I'm still trying to figure out some new ways of running it, but it's working the way it is right now. We'll go into spells. So these 2 cards right here are my main cards, and while I don't understand reasoning too well, basically your opponent declares a monster level you get rid of the cards on top of your deck until the monster can be normal summon. Here's the reason this card is so good in this deck. The only monster you can normal summon in this deck for me is either a Raiden or a... What is it? I can't remember his name now.
Decatron?
Decatron. So Decatron's
You can go
level
through like
1,
half your deck sometimes.
Decatron's level 1, and Raiden's level 4. So my opponent, if he doesn't know what I'm running, will call a random monster, and I might be able to mill almost my entire deck until I find something I can normal summon. And basically, if he guesses the same level, I send all of them to the graveyard, and if not, I special summon the excavated monster and send all the remaining cards to graveyard still. So either way, they go to graveyard, and I have lots of plays to make from the grave.
Nice.
Monster Gate's really good, and I really like it. You tribute one monster on your side of the field. You pick up cards from your deck until you pick up a monster. It can be normal summon. It's basically the same thing, but you don't have to worry about your opponent making a decision. You automatically get to control what you get. Next is 1 for 1. You send one monster from your hand to a graveyard and special one level 1 monster. So basically, you can bring out Decatron, use his effect. It's a quick way to get him, a quick way to tune if you need to. Next is a really good card that I get a lot, Charge. Charge of the Light Brigade allows you, I think it mills...
It's like reinforcement of the army for your Raidens.
3, and then you add a Light Sworn from hand in this case. I used to run an Aaron, but I run 3 Raidens, so I picked them. Brian had me run this next card in just as 1. I haven't really used it yet. But it basically protects your Infernoids from most things for, I think, a turn.
Yeah, it protects them from being like destroyed and stuff.
Next is 3, in my opinion, stable cards. Regeki, better than Dark Hole. You don't have to destroy your field, you destroy your opponent's field. And
yeah, if you're not poor, you'll be running that instead of Dark Hole.
If your Anunkas haven't already been wiped out once or twice, you can always run a Regeki and...
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're like me, you'd be running a Dark Hole there because you know poor, but...
Target... Now, Galaxy Cyclone is an interesting card because it's like a double MST.
Especially with this deck if you mill it.
So you can pop one card while it's in your hand, or actually no, it's not a quick play. When you play this card, it is like an MST but not a quick play, so it destroys one card and then you can banish it again and destroy another face.
I will say
card.
it's like a set card when you first activate, right? And then it's a face-up card when you banish it.
And then one MST.
So how do you like in that ratio? Would you rather be playing 2 Galaxy Cyclones, or do you like that?
I haven't really used either. I haven't really had to.
Not very much.
Monsters do the effects. Next we have Void Imagination, which is a card I didn't think I would run, but I found out it's actually better than I thought it was. He's not only used to bring out my fusion monster in the Infernoid deck, but he's also negates the leveling of my monsters, and I can special summon up to 5 Infernoids without having to worry about their levels exceeding. So basically I can just attack my opponent for serious damage. The only problem and downfall with it is it cuts my attack in half.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do as much damage. And finally, 3 left arm offerings. While I don't always like this card because it banishes my hand, it gives you an easy monster gate or reasoning. Straight,
or Regeki that you used on me the one time.
Or it gives you a Regeki again. I only run 3 traps. I would rather be running the new Mirror Forces for protection. But right now, since I don't run too many, I run 1 Breakthrough because it's quick negation just in case, and then 2 Royal Decrees because I don't like my opponent having back row that can counter my Infernoids, especially if I have most of them banished.
And the breakthrough can actually from grave too, so that's a plus.
So finally we get an extra deck. We go straight into Infernoid Tiara. I haven't really used this card super much. It's a decent card. It has 3,400, and based on the amount of monsters used in its fusion summon, it has a different effect.
Nice.
It's a pretty decent card. It's a pretty decent beat stick, but it's better when your opponent has no monsters and you just swing for 3,400 direct.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's kind of
just helps you fill your grave with imagination.
These are mostly cards that I was told to put in from this deck profile, but they're decent synchros and XYZs. So we'll start off with Scrab Archfiend. He's just a nice level 7, 2,700 attack, a decent card. Black Rose destroys field. Once again, it's another easy way to blow up your opponent's field and destroy your...
You like Dark Holes, don't you?
Just a little. Then you have your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, which destroys attack position monsters. And you have the one that I got off of Brendan when he packed his stupid 2 Solemn Strikes.
That was awesome.
The Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. And
I actually don't know what that guy
once per
does.
turn, you can destroy as many special summon effect monsters on field as possible, with an attack less than or equal to 3,000.
Which is a lot. I mean,
for each one, you inflict 500 damage. So not only can you destroy, let's say your opponent is playing Light Sworns and he has 2 or 3 JDs, you get JD's at 3,000, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be equal or less.
And work against new Blue Eyes stuff. They special in a lot of Blue Eyes stuff. Pop it.
Oh, yeah. Attack less than or equal to. So you can get rid of 3 JDs in a Lightsworn deck like
Screw Brendan's Lightsworn.
Like Brendan's, he'd take 1,500 and then you attack him for 3,000 direct. So this is a
him
very
and
good
his sack
on-chain
sworns.
card. I'm waiting for them to put out a new Stardust card. I think they will, and I think it's going to be sick. Finally, we run the Gigantic Castle. He gains 200 attack and defense for each non-tuner synchro material monster used in the synchro.
So usually he'll be at probably like 31, won't he? Yeah,
he'll
be like 31.
He's not the greatest. I haven't really used him, but he's there just in case. If I always pick something different. I would love to run a Goyo Guardian for no apparent reason, just because it's Goyo Guardian. Then we go in XYZs. So we start with Anarch. He's a staple. He's one of my favorites. Easy way to get rid of a special monster that's pissing you off on the other side of the field. You want to get it away from you. You just want it done. Another Red Eyes are Red Dragon card and Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. And once per turn, during either player's turn, detach one XYZ, target one Red Eyes monster for your special minute, or
deals like 500 each time, right?
500 damage your opponent immediately after it resolves. Well, it has extra D material, so each
So it's
turn
good when
does
they're low on
500.
life points. Yeah, it'll do it for each time they activate.
Next is my favorite, and my card that I lost forever, but I found it in my Big Eye.
Big Eye.
Big Eye is
Sacky.
so great. He's Sacky.
Steal games.
He's like Anarch, but the nice thing about Big Eye is it doesn't overlay on him as a material.
Yeah, you can reuse it.
Controls
Use
the
the effect.
monster entirely. This guy's really good.
That guy is good. He stops spells.
He saw spells. I haven't really gotten into much details with him. I know he was a card that I was told to get. Then next you run the Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder. Once per turn, target one special summon monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and then inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. Once again, deals damage to your opponent. Ooh, that one looks a little bit bent. That's not good. But, it's a good card. And then finally, a couple cards that I really don't think I'm going to be using too much, and I might look to replace in the future, but I figure why not? Giant Spiders.
I mean, you can play him over that Giant Grinder, so...
Yeah.
Nice 4,000 beater.
And it's 4,000 beater. I'm going to give you guys one more tip before I go. And how much time do you have, Brian?
I have like a little bit less than a minute.
Okay, I'm not going to go through the site, but I get a lot of my cards from Amazon. Most of the time, they're pretty cheap. You can compare them online, but if you guys don't like putting your card on the TCG player, those kind of things, or paying online like that, you guys can always get an Amazon card and order cards on Amazon. They're really good quality and they come in fast.
Nice.
So it's a good way to get your cards, and it's what I've been doing for almost the last year. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll keep you guys posted if I do any other updates to my deck, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.
Alright, that's Justin's Infernoid deck.